YouTuber Cam James has recently dived into Rashad Richey's academic background, and now it appears that Nate the lawyer is drawing up his own expose, so it's getting a little uncomfortable around TYT land. Just to be clear, I cannot take credit for Cam's research. He did his own, and I'm certain that Nate will do his own as well. They don't want to stake their reputations around my claims. They will check for themselves. But evidently, Cam really got under Rashad's skin in a serious way. You see, Rashad can all but ignore me. I have 4,000 subscribers, so my content doesn't hurt Rashad at all. No one cares. But Cam, who is a leftist progressive and a fan of Rashad's work on The Young Turks, has over 100,000 subscribers. So all of a sudden, Rashad's background becomes a much bigger deal. Nate has over 700,000 subscribers, so that will hurt even more, although Rashad will undoubtedly claim that Nate is an Uncle Tom. Rashad has now published his own video to defend his reputation, which his supporters are clinging to in hopes that his credibility will be restored. If you recall, Paris Graduate School, which held its commencement at the print shop where the degrees are printed, I'm not joking, supposedly bestowed on him a PhD in physics, even though the school does not have a physics program. Last year, he claimed a physics PhD from Asia Pacific School of Business, but I've already exposed that school as fake. For some reason, Rashad pulled all mention of that school off of his LinkedIn profile. Gee, I wonder why. He also claimed a master's in physics from the Business University of Costa Rica, but that degree has disappeared off of LinkedIn as well, even though he published his thesis from that school in the fake predatory journal, International Journal of Science and Research. And Rashad mentioned that article as proof of his physics prowess during his rebuttal. He didn't stop there, claiming that he got a master's in agronomical physics from the Renaissance University in Haiti. Today, I want to hammer the final nail in Rashad's physics pedigree. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
So we go to Rashad's rebuttal.
I also hold a master's in agronomical physics. Agronomical physics from the University of Renaissance.
But Rashad, you never posted that degree on your LinkedIn profile. Where is it? If I truly received such a master's degree in physics, I'd post it on my profile. Who wouldn't? Go to his LinkedIn page if you don't believe me. I have read his LinkedIn profile continuously, and he's never bothered to post it. He sure doesn't seem to be too proud of it. If you go to the university website, you'll see that they hold a database of their graduates. Rashad's name doesn't come up for anything.
They have a partnership with the University of Rennes too, which is one of the largest research universities in France.
I'm going to set aside commentary on this claim, which is extremely misleading, to keep the topic on physics. First of all, Rashad, it's not pronounced Rennes. I mean, I would think you would know how to pronounce the name of that university. In short, I could not find any evidence of a formal partnership between the two universities, and it makes no difference to his claim that he received a degree from there. No one said that Renaissance University of Haiti didn't exist. So what does showing a partnership between them and this other university have to do with anything?
My master's thesis, which is double-blind, peer-reviewed, and published, covered the interdisciplinary analysis of Earth's geomagnetic quantum field.
As I pointed out earlier, this made no sense. The Earth's geomagnetic field is not described using quantum physics. Rashad doesn't understand what the word quantum means, so he just pushes it in front of words to make himself sound smarter. Yes, QED has quantized the electromagnetic force, but the Earth's magnetic field is created by bulk properties of charged matter on a massive scale. To describe it quantum mechanically would be impossible and pointless. Don't believe me? Let's do a Google search on the phrase geomagnetic quantum field, and you'll see that the only stuff that shows up is Richey's own use of the phrase. When you're using a scientific-y sounding phrase that no one else is, then that's a problem. Now, I pointed this out some months ago, and Rashad evidently listened. So how is he going to extricate himself from his use of a nonsensical phrase like geomagnetic quantum field?
A study of human physiology and agronomy. Agronomy, or agronomical science, is the science of earth agriculture. My particular program dealt with earth agriculture in the context of human physiology and the interactive elements involved. I made a outside of mainstream conclusion that the geomagnetic field of Earth should be qualified as a quantum field.
So let's just say that it's a quantum field.
Johnny Walker Dredd has made fun of my use of the term quantum geomagnetic field, but I'm going to make this outside of mainstream conclusion.
That's a huge understatement, by the way.
That the magnetic field of the Earth is a quantum field.
Rashad, you can either describe the Earth's magnetic field quantum mechanically, or you can't. The equations have either been generated or they haven't. It's not a matter of deciding whether you want it to be a quantum field or not. Keep in mind that there are quantum mechanical systems that are affected by Earth's magnetic field, but that's not the same as treating the Earth's magnetic field as a quantum field. Also, quantum electrodynamics, which is a quantum field theory, has quantized the electromagnetic field. Sure, but the uses of that theory would never be applied to a macroscopic problem like the effect of soil by the Earth's magnetic field. QED struggles with individual atoms. I have solved the hydrogen atom with QED using a process called path integrals, and as you can see here, it's a bloody mess. And this was for the simplest atom of all. We'll come back to this paper here in a moment. So how much math does a student have to know to understand this paper? Well, at minimum, at least 3 semesters of calculus, partial differential equations, and a course in mathematical physics. You would also need to complete courses in mechanics and quantum mechanics. Keep in mind, though, that the math you see here is relatively simple. This is nothing that would scare an experienced graduate student. But this paper shows another problem with Rashad's own physics research and why it doesn't exist. This is what a physics paper looks like. Math is the language of physics. This is what Rashad's master's thesis looks like. Do you see the difference? And keep in mind that while Rashad includes 3 equations in his paper, all 3 are those found in introductory freshman level physics classes. Rashad doesn't define the variables. In fact, the equations are inconsistent with each other, which shows that he simply found them online on different websites and placed them in his paper to make it look scientific-y. This equation describes the magnetic field created by a loop of wire. How is that possibly related to the Earth's magnetic field? Rashad thinks that those with advanced degrees in physics have just learned more facts than others. That is, all you need to do is read a lot of books. This is one of the problems with popularizer books like those by Michio Kaku. Keep in mind, I love these books, but they are drivers of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Some people who read them think that they now understand physics and don't understand just how mathematical and conceptually difficult the field really is.
And not as a mass in itself.
Not as a mass in itself. When did mass enter the picture? What does that even mean?
There's a lot of speculation about what magnetism really is.
Rashad, just give up. Why are you pretending to be a physicist? How much ridicule can you take? You do realize that real physicists are going to be circulating your video around and making fun of it. And you did this all by yourself. You didn't have to publish this rebuttal. You chose to do so. And you chose to defend your reputation, a personal issue, on the Young Turks platform. That's probably grounds for dismissal. I am now going to blow up Rashad's thesis in a way that even his most ardent supporters would struggle to deny. Here he states, and I quote,
The geomagnetic field also creates the Earth's magnetic poles, which align vertically through the points where the Earth's rotation axes intersect the surface.
No! The Earth's magnetic poles do not coincide with the Earth's axes of rotation. Think about how dumb this is. He's supposed to be an expert on the Earth's geomagnetic field. He got his master's in it, right? And he doesn't know that the magnetic north doesn't coincide with the true north. I think most high schoolers know that. Worst of all, none of the supposed members of his thesis committee evidently didn't know this either. They approved his thesis, right? Or was there even a thesis committee? At no time did Rashad ever mention such a committee, nor its membership. But he got a master's degree? And here's another beaut.
Some research also suggests that humans might have an inherent, albeit subconscious, sensitivity to changes in the Earth's GMF,
geomagnetic field. And he cites Karam and Ska, 2016. As I noted in my previous video, Karam is a total quack who believes that placing ill people inside buildings that have certain architectural shape can cure them. And Ska? There is no such person. Again, as I explained in my previous video, Rashad thought Karam, Doctor of Science, were two people, not realizing that the DSC stood for Doctor of Science. Don't believe me? Here's the entry for Karam and Ska, and naturally, it's a self-published quack book. See here, I, Karam, that's one author, Abraham Karam, and I.K. Ska. Really? He thinks the second author's name is I.K. Ska. Okay, you're hard to convince. You're one of Rashad's disciples. How do we know that there isn't another author named Ska? Well, let's go to the actual book. Author, Abraham Karam, Dr. Ska, Doctor of Science. When you mouse over it, it's clear that all this is just one person. Let's click on it. Again, no one on his thesis committee noticed this. And this isn't just a careless typo. His trash book on ancient Egypt makes the same exact mistake 11 times. How much more do you Richey supporters need to understand that he has no physics pedigree at all? None. Even on his LinkedIn page, he shows no undergraduate degrees in physics, math, chemistry, or anything remotely resembling physics. It is impossible to understand physics at the PhD level without a solid grounding in undergraduate physics concepts and mathematics.
My published research is available for anybody for free at any time. The journal itself has a scientific impact factor of 7.1.
No freaking way. Sure, the journal claims it. An impact score of 7.1 is 3 times larger than that of Physical Review A, which is probably physics' most dominant journal. All that the International Journal of Science and Research did was just simply claim it. They just posted it on their website and you totally bought it.
7.9. That's among the highest in the world. The average impact factor, I think, is below a 1.
So how long would Rashad Richey be able to hang in there in a real quantum field theory course? Remember, he's supposed to have a PhD in this, yet he has no undergraduate preparation. Well, here's an excerpt from a textbook used in quantum field theory. And keep in mind, this is day 1. It says here,
let us review some elements of classical and quantum mechanics. Then we shall discuss some issues of combining quantum mechanics with special relativity.
This is day 1. And yeah, a graduate student would see this and say,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
This is a refresher. It goes on. Again, day 1. He's breezing through this because these students already know this. In my next video, I'll go ahead and show you what was going on in that path integral paper. Okay, so in the end, Rashad doesn't have any physics background, everybody. He doesn't have anything. You couldn't make it clearer. He doesn't even know that magnetic north and true north are in different locations. So I know he's going to be rattling everyone's cages about lawsuits here and there, but Rashad, if you sue, you're going to have to take the stand, and you're going to have to defend your understanding of quantum field theory. Good luck with that. And you don't stand a chance. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.